Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to my podcast W5. Wow, woman winning wonderful world. Friends, today is stormy silent Sunday. So here I am with a podcast where actually you will realize storm comes. It does not give you a knock, and after it goes, you have to clean everything, rearrange, because after all, as you have not ended up with storm indicates you have to leave, and that too silently. So this podcast is about a 23-year entrepreneur from Delhi who, stranded in a foreign land after her father's death, started a baking business with her mother to keep the fond memory of her dad, and is having the plan to use that fund for the surgeries of the poor. Swati Arun, 23, recalls a childhood full of happy memories spent with her parents and sister in Delhi. Long weekends and holidays were always special when the family would get together baking marble and banana walnut cake, the genius behind which was Swati's mother, Vandana. Swati says her dad used to make many fun of her because as much as she adored cooking and baking, she was terrible at it. She can't even count how many times she has burnt something, left a dish undercooked, or just made a massive mess in the kitchen. Whenever she would bake, her dad would jokingly ask, "Oh, am I going to fall sick? Will my stomach go bad? Will my teeth break?" In 2020, Swati was in Paris with her dad, who was working in the French capital. His birthday was in February, so she baked a cake for him, she recalls, and she says that it was the first cake of her that turned out really well, and she has nothing to say bad about it, and not even her dad has to say anything about that cake. It was such a sweet moment. Constant laughter, banter, and love. That is how Swati remembers her relationship with her father Arun, who passed away in March 2020. Arun was on his way to work when he suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. Swati was in Paris for her stent surgery. He would undergone just a few days before it happened. The stent malfunctioned, and just 4 days after his surgery, he suffered a cardiac arrest. He was under treatment for about 17 days before he eventually passed away. The incident happened a mere 10 days before the world lockdown at the onset of COVID-19 pandemic, she recalls. She can't put into words how she felt, but one can't really replace the hurt in one's heart when something like this happens. Loss is a very personal and subjective thing. Even she and her sister and her mother, who went through the same tragedy, experienced and dealt with her father's loss differently, is her experience. So, one just have to hang in there and do what one feels right, are the words of Swati. Swati, her mother, and her sister had all flown in to be with Arun, and the sudden shutdown left them stranded in a foreign land with no way out. Their way of showing their love is what she finds her path for future. They were stuck in Paris for about 3 months, and they were scared. They were terrified of stepping out due to COVID, and also they would just lost someone so close to them. There was a lot of uncertainty around them. She adds, one day she ran out of bread at home. Unwilling to step out, she decided to bake some at home. That was probably the first time she ever baked bread. 3 months later, Swati and her family returned to India, still reeling from the tragedy and wanting to keep herself and her mother occupied. She turned to YouTube and internet and slowly began teaching herself how to bake. That's how Arun's bakery was born. Her father grew up in Old Delhi, and so he loved food a lot. So it was always a big part of their lives as well. The bakery was their way of showing their love to their dad. On their return to India, Arun's bakery was formally launched in August in 2020, and Swati dipped into her savings to start it. She started with about rupees 10,000 and she thought a week into running the bakery, they broke even. That's just the kind of love she received from her friends and family. Their network has been mostly organic, bearing a few ads on Instagram. Most of it has been through words of mouth. Both Swati and her mother, Vandana, have full-time jobs, so they began with a limited menu. Presently, they sell breads and cakes, cookies and muffins, although Swati says that they are constantly working on new dishes to cook up. The dishes are priced between rupees 250 and rupees 600 and they deliver across MCR. All their ingredients are organic. For example, they grow basil at home, use it to make pesto. Their maida flour is also organic. They want to keep everything fresh and make the dish on order basis on the day of delivery. Their idea is to provide high quality food and make sure that the ingredients they use are something that they would eat themselves. The dishes include a good old twist of olive or garlic bread, pesto bread made with homegrown ingredients, stuffed bread with seasonal vegetables, bechamel, and caramelized onions, alongside a fluffy banana and walnut cake that's mildly spiced, muffins made with espresso and chocolate chips, and a sweet savory tutti frutti bun, among others. Vandana bakes the cookies and cakes while Swati bakes the bread. The latter, who recently quit her marketing job, now dedicates all her hours to Arun Bakery. Vandana shuffles between her job as a director of a French company and the bakery. They have channeled the grief into positivity and have converted into a silent life. Vandana and Swati decided to donate their profits to help the less fortunate in need of medical care. Explaining the reason behind this, Swati says they realized that her father was fortunate enough to afford the best treatment. They didn't have to pay too much for this treatment because of the social security people get in France, a privilege most didn't have back home. That was one of the driving forces of the bakery. Since August 2020, Arun's bakery has raised a revenue of rupees 5 lakh and used it to fund the stent surgery of a man in Gurugram's Paras hospital. They are set to sponsor their next one soon. Swati says, adding that a cardiologist at Paras reaches out to them when someone is in need of financial assistance and the mother-daughter duo offer help accordingly. The hospital meets them halfway. They reduce the prices of the medicine and surgery and they cover the rest. Their effort received well-deserved recognition in November when Nykaa approached them for order to celebrate the company's IPO listing because they knew that they are running this bakery for some noble cause. The company placed an order for about 180 cupcakes to be delivered across 30 locations. It was amazing that a brand as huge as Nykaa put their trust in a home bakery like Swati's. They could have gone to any other big brand, but they were willing to collaborate with and give home bakers a chance. It was also wonderful to see how they support women-led and small businesses. Swati admits that it took her a good while and some mistakes to get a better understanding of running a business. She also says that running a woman-led business can get tricky when vendors don't take them seriously, especially when you are that young. They'd take a different kind of tone that they would not with a man, she notes. She adds, work-life balances was also initially skewed because she used to bake from 7 am to 10 am, get to work and then bake again from 8 pm till around 11 pm. Her life had become just about work. When you are running your own business and managing everything from logistics to procuring raw material, acquisition, business development and packaging, there's no hard stop, says Swati. So, she slowly acquired some time management skills as well. Of what she counts as her most triumphant moment in the last year, says running the bakery in itself has been a positive outlet for both Swati and her mother. It really helped them take away their negative thoughts and channel them back into creating something positive. It gave them a way to find their way back from a situation that was so tragic. Other than that, one of the best things that came out of Arun's bakery was when they stepped up to feed thousands of people during the second wave. During India's second wave of COVID-19, Arun's bakery shut down briefly and Swati and Vandana began a free tiffin service for families suffering from the virus. They fed about 500 families and partnered with Dunzo to provide free deliveries to meals. They were making kilos of sabji, dal chawal, salad, raita and roti every day and handling the meals out to people in need completely free of charge. It has been about being able to give back the love they have received. It was much needed at a time when they were feeling so low. Really, life has become silent after the storm, isn't it? For Vandana and Swati. Great noble deed by mom-daughter duo. 3 cheers to their spirit of life continues even after mishaps happen. Meet you tomorrow with a motivational story as it is Motivational Monday tomorrow. Till then, live your life with your khwaish. Bye-bye.